and Dustin Poirier turning down a title fight to fight McGregor. I think it's a good move. I mean, he wants the big fight.
So smart.
That's a good move, right? There's not much to talk about that. I think you agree with me probably, and that's the right move. He beat him just now, fresh, recently. You know, it's not much is going to change for the next fight. I think it's good. What do you think?
Yeah, if you're Dustin Poirier, he's making so many smart business decisions and career decisions. You can either fight for the title, and we're talking money. Most people are going to say, well, go fight for the title, win the title. Then you're going to be the pay-per-view guy. Like, if you fight for the title once, there's no Conor. Like, if you take the title fight now, there's no Conor.
Right.
So you can fight Conor and still fight for the title. Absolutely. As long as you beat Conor. So he's going to make way more money in one fight with Conor than he's going to make in 2 or 3 fights as the champion. So you might as well go get that paycheck over a guy that you just beat. The momentum's going your way. Get a big old fat check, and then roll into a title fight with whoever wins between Chandler and Oliveira with a whole bunch of hype, a whole bunch of money, 2 wins in a row over Conor McGregor, and then go fight for the title. So although he is I think typically we like to say we want the 2 best guys fighting for the championship, but I think, and I'm a Dustin Poirier mark, man. I'm a big fan of that guy. This is one of those things where it's like, this guy's put in the work. He's put in the time. He's kind of holding it down for the good guys. Let him go get paid and do his thing and then come back and fight for the title.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a Dustin fan too. And the good thing is he did lose to Conor. So it's like it's a sellable fight. You know, if it was just one fight.
Yeah, it's a rubber match.
Yeah, if it was one fight and he knocked out Conor, it's like less sellable now. But the fact that Conor did knock him out and then he knocked Conor out, it is actually sellable. And then now we have Conor, having a recent fight against him. So now he's kind of back active again. It's a lot more sellable now, I think. So it's going to come out a little bit bigger than it normally would have been. So I think it's good timing, and it's definitely the right decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for everybody. And it's good for Conor. Again, people do forget because it was so long ago, like, Conor did beat Dustin. So it's one of, like, do I think Conor will beat Dustin the 3rd time? I don't believe so. But I think it's the safest fight for Conor right now, to be very honest.
You mentioned a while ago Chandler and Oliveira. What do you take on that fight? How do you think that fight's going to go?
I used to not be that big of a Michael Chandler fan. I don't know why. I don't know if it was I caught this weird arrogance, or I just always had this weird vibe from him kind of in the media.
Right.
But since he's been in the UFC, I've actually kind of really, really become a big fan of that guy. I like his attitude and how he approaches the sport. And he came in very humble. He didn't come in like, I'm the baddest motherfucker in the world. Yeah. I'm going to kill everybody. He came in super grateful to be there, confident in his skills and abilities, but very, very aware that everyone else has put a lot more work in this organization than he has. I thought that was the perfect way for him to come in and really, make an impact on the fans and really gain a quick fan base. And I think this match with Oliveira is a great matchup for Michael Chandler. Oliveira's put in a lot of work. He's been around a long time, and he's growing a lot too, even later on in his career. I think the Tony Ferguson fight was a really eye opener for me. Not only is he a phenomenal grappler, he's got really good top control too, which we haven't seen in the past so much. His striking has always been good, but he's been very much a bully fighter. So in the past his striking has always been sharp and crisp, but he kind of just puts his foot on the gas and goes. And if he can't get you out of there, he tends to kind of back off and get nervous and seems to fall apart. He hasn't been doing that recently. His composure is really held up. He's been a lot more mature in there and really chipping away at people instead of kind of being the home run fighter where he just wants to keep swinging, and if it doesn't work, he's kind of out. So I am leaning towards Chandler because I do think that. I think we haven't seen Chandler dominated by anybody on the ground. If he takes people down, and typically that's just where they stay. Yeah. So I don't see Oliveira being able to catch Chandler. I don't see Oliveira being able to take him down. And I think Chandler just hits too hard. I don't really see Oliveira wanting to play around in the pocket too much. So I think it's just kind of a nightmare matchup for Charles Oliveira.
Yeah. And as far as Chandler coming in, it's kind of hard to come in this division and be too cocky. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tough division to come in and act like you're going to be a badass and beat everybody up, because it's one of the toughest divisions in the sport right now, I think.
It might be the toughest division across
Tough.
all companies.
Yeah,
it's
tough.
it's crazy. It's so much, and then that takes you right back to Dustin Poirier. Like, what a monster.
Yeah.
Like, other than Khabib,
Yeah.
that dude was the baddest dude on the planet. At 155. So it's cool to see Dustin just puff his chest out and say, like, I am the baddest dude in this division, but I'm gonna go get this check really quick.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I'm honestly, I'm happy for all three of those guys. They kind of figured out a way that everybody's kind of happy.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, you typically see a bunch of pissing matches, and I want the title, and this guy wants the title, and then there's this money fight. It seems like everyone got what they wanted.
Yeah, and get this check, but also put on one of the fights that everybody wants to see. So it's he's doing two things, and I agree with that 100%. And it's interesting that one of the greatest of all time of that division, Khabib, can leave, and it's still one of the toughest divisions in the sport. I mean, it's like the greatest of possibly of all time in general, but definitely that division walked away, and it's still a murderer's row of guys. So it's like, I agree with you 100%. As far as Ben Askren,
well, how good was Khabib?
Amazing, yeah.
That's crazy to me. He didn't even really have too many close fights.
Yeah,
it's mind blowing. Like, you look at the division now, and you name all these guys, like this guy, that guy, that guy, that guy, and you're like, oh, Khabib smoked them all. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah,
that's so crazy to me.
It is crazy, man.